What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, I think it's time we had a look at OP-14. The set is now out in Japan, it's just come out in Japan, and that means we can have a look at the most valuable cards in the set. Let's be clear, it is early. Things will change. This is your kind of first weekend, release weekend look. Things will change, things will go around a little bit here and there, but for now, these are the most valuable cards in the set. Sound like a plan? Excellent. Now, annoyingly, in at number 10, we have a three-way tie between the alternate art of Dracula Mihawk, the alternate art of Boa Hancock, and the Sugar Special Rare, all of which are coming in at 5,000 yen, or about $32. I'm sorry. This does happen a little bit more sometimes on release weekend where things get grouped together a bit price-wise. There's nothing I can do. We have 9 cards that are more than 5,000 yen. And we have 3 cards that are 5,000 yen. So rather than try and, guess which one of the 3 should be in at number 10, I'm going to do what I think is a sensible thing and just give you all 3 of them. Now, for me, the Dracula Mihawk is my absolute favourite card in the set. It is the Akira Igawa alternate art. We do tend to get 1 per set. This time it's Dracula Mihawk. It is, as far as I am concerned at least, the very best artwork in the entire set. And in terms of mechanics here, we got ourselves a pretty big 9 cost 10k. But during your turn, when this character is put to rest, you can choose one of your opponent's characters of 9 cost or less, and they cannot be put into rest until the end of your opponent's next end phase. And then when your opponent attacks once per turn, you can trash a card from your hand, and then your leader or one of your characters gets a 2k bump for the battle. For me here, it's all about the artwork, and then to be fair, it is an alternate art secret rare, but there is a playability issue going on here as well. This card looks good. In terms of Boa Hancock, obviously one of the big issues here is Hancock is an absurdly popular character. One of the most popular characters in the whole of One Piece. So that is going to affect the value a little bit here. And you've got an alternate art of an extremely popular character. But this card also looks ridiculous. Because on play, if your leader is 7 Warlords of the Sea, then you add a card from the top of your deck to your life, and then you add one of your opponent's cards from the top of their life to their hand. So you gain a life and they lose a life. That's not good for them. Also, it's got a trigger that lets you play a 6,000 power or lower character with trigger from your hand, which is not too shabby. And then in terms of sugar here, obviously, we got ourselves a special rare. This is the one, it's just a reprint of the one from OP-10, which is your generic Don Quixote Pirate Searcher. But we've got that style of special rare that people tend to like, and sugar's quite nice. But to be fair, there's a lot of special rares which are higher on the list. So in at number 9, we've got the alternate art Boa Hancock leader coming in at 6,000 yen, or about $40. One thing that's very interesting to note here, the second place leader is Mihawk at 3,000, half the price. The leaders in this set are just not attracting any real value at all. I really think Jinbei is very playable and fun. I don't know if that's going to be proven to be right. Right now, that's like a 1,200 yen card. It's 20% of the price of Boa Hancock. Yeah. Leaders be cheap, ladies and gentlemen. Leaders be cheap. Although Hancock does come in at number 9 in this set. Is it the most playable, or is it just because it's an alternate art Boa Hancock? Quite possibly the first one of those. There is a real argument here that it's just the old art Boa Hancock that is really kind of doing the business here. But we have got a dual colour blue and yellow. And during your opponent's turn, when one of your characters is played, normally by trigger, you draw a card. And then Don X1 once per turn, when one of your characters of an original cost of 5,000 or more, and the trait of either Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates is KO'd, then you can add a card from the top of your opponent's life to their hand. Oh. Yeah, making your opponent pick up all their life can be pretty bad for them. Just putting that one out there. In at number 8, we've got one of our manga events. Obviously, they're both quite high. Erosion Cycle is the literal translation. And we've got a 1-cost black event. And as a main, you can rest 2 Don, so it's really a free cost. And negate all the effects of one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less for the turn. And as a counter, if you've got at least 10 cards in your trash, your leader or one of your characters gets a 4k bump for the battle. 1-cost 4k bump is great, but it's only if you've got 10 cards in your trash. Another way to look at this is, and I should say, by the way, this is 8k or $50. This is just the lower of the 2 manga events. There's another manga event in the set, which is much higher. Now, in at number 7, also at 8,000 yen or $50, we've got the special rare of Dracula Mihawk. Yeah, I'm a Mihawk fan. This set is not going to be good for my wallet. I'm just putting that one out there. This is not going to be a good set for my wallet. Anyone that likes Mihawk and Perona, and I like both of those characters quite a lot, this is going to be a set which is going to set you back a few quid. This is an alternate art of the Mihawk from OP-12. The blocker that lets you activate 4 Don on play, a ridiculously good card. And yeah, it's just a really nice special rare of Mihawk, but it's also an incredibly playable Mihawk, which I think helps quite a bit. In at number 6, also at 8k, it's the other special rare that I like. It is Perona. And again, the design of these is absolutely wonderful. This is an alternate art of the one from OP-06, that on play, if your opponent's got 5 or more cards in their hand, you can either make them trash one, or you can give one of your opponent's characters -3 cost for the turn. Either is fine. That's, again, pretty good. Yeah, Mihawk and Perona have already had 3 slots on this list, out of the 12 that are there, and there's another Mihawk coming up, so yeah. Fingers crossed my pulls for OP-14 are good. In at number 5, we've got the other manga event, I'm Scared. And this one is coming in at 20,000 yen or $130. This is where we've really jumped. Until now, it's been 5 to 8,000 yen. Now we've gone up to 20. This is 2.5 times the other manga event. But it's also Boa Hancock. It's a lovely manga event of Boa Hancock. Boa Hancock moves a needle value-wise when it comes to One Piece cards. Always has done. It's no surprise to see the Hancock cards in this set being pumped up. In terms of what the card actually does, we got a counter that if you've got 2 or less life, you get to choose one of your opponent's active characters. They cannot attack for the turn. Or as a trigger, you get to play a 6,000 power or less card with trigger from your hand. Same as we saw on the Boa Hancock character. But I do think a lot of the value here really is because it's Boa Hancock. There we go. Said Boa Hancock way too much in the past couple of minutes. But I'm going to have to say it again because in at number 4, we've got the special rare Boa Hancock at 25,000 yen or $160. And she's had a bunch of special rares in the past. The one from OP-04 lately has been going absolutely nuts value-wise, which I'm personally delighted about, because I pulled this one from OP-04 and I don't really like the art style of the OP-04 special rares. They're just not my favourite. So now you're telling me I've got one which I don't really care about keeping, which is ballooning in price? Yes! But this is another Hancock and it's another one which is jumping up. It is the same card as the alternate art we looked at a minute ago. This is the rare example of a special rare, which is a reprint of the card from the same set. They're usually from earlier sets. So yeah, it's that card. It's crazy good, but it's also beautiful. In at number 3, we got the Silver Anniversary Buggy. These are the anniversary cards. This is the 4th set in a row we've had them. We've been going through the 4 Emperors. Buggy is finishing off. This one is coming in at 50,000 yen or $320. Yeah, there's been another jump. The Boa Hancock we just looked at, the special rare, was 25k. Now we're up to 50. We saw a big jump when we went to number 5. We've seen another big jump here. But it's a silver anniversary card. The pull rates are really low on these. It's a reprint of the one from OP-09, which means this card again has had many, many prints at this point. But mostly it's just a silver anniversary card and they're very rare. Now, interestingly, in at number 2, we've got the manga Mihawk at 60,000 yen. Or $385, the manga rare doesn't get the number 1 slot. And at this point, I'm assuming most of you can guess what does get the number 1 slot, if it's not the manga rare. Now, this is the same as the alternate art Mihawk I showed you earlier, the Akira Egawa artwork. And this might be, I think it is, my favourite manga so far. I love the design of it, but also Mihawk is awesome. But it is worth noting, 60,000 yen for a manga rare on release is pretty low. This puts this as a moderately low manga rare, which doesn't really mean too much. But it is very interesting to note that this is very much not on the higher end of manga rares. Sorry, Mihawk. And then obviously in at number 1 is a gold anniversary Buggy. This one is 70,000 yen or $450. Yeah, it's worth pointing out that OP-13 was just absurd when it came to value of cards. All over the place. Like we redid our OP-13 the other day for the English release, English launch. And the cheapest card in the top 10 was a $500 card. The most expensive here is $450. Now, here we're looking at Japanese prices, which tend to be cheaper. And for OP-13, we were looking at English, which tend to be more expensive. But I think there's some wonderful cards in this set. But it is worth reminding ourselves, OP-13 really was an exceptional set. A huge set in terms of value. This set isn't even close. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just worth pointing out that this is a set where we are a long way away from where we were back in OP-13. So there we go. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Tell me which of these cards are your personal chases. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.